Hey, hey, hey! Welcome to the Listen to Your Heart podcast. My name is Laura Ratliff, former actress turned global entrepreneur, teaching people around the world to use your thoughts, emotion, and an action plan so that you too can reach your wonderful dream life you know you deserve. Each week, we bring you an inspirational story that will help you connect, inspire, and ignite a fire within you so that you can reach your full potential. Together, we can raise the vibration around the world. On this week's episode, we hear from Angelica Ventrice. Her journey started when she was 30 pounds overweight. She conquered her mindset and nutrition and now is teaching women around the world how to be fit for life.
Actually from New York, so you'll hear a little bit of the coffee and the talk. So I'm from New York. I moved to California 6 years ago, actually right after Hurricane Sandy destroyed the town I lived in. So that was kind of like my tipping point. So my dad's Sicilian, my mom is Russian Polish, so I have that like crazy mix going on. And so I moved here to pursue my career in health and fitness. When I lived in New York, I did medical sales, pharmaceutical sales, and it was fine. It was actually really great money, but it was so unfulfilling. Like if I had to talk to another doctor and sell something that I didn't care about, I want to like wring my eyes out, right? And through that, I'll just kind of give you the brief background. So I used to be 30 pounds overweight. And while I was doing the medical sales, I decided to hire a coach for myself because I just couldn't take it anymore. Like I had been overweight my whole life. I was depressed. I had acne. I had like suicidal thoughts. I just really like, I know people, I know it's crazy. I just hated the skin I was in. So I ended up hiring this coach and he helped me really lose weight and see like my true potential. And I got like really obsessed with like health and fitness. And I was just like, man, I want to do this. So after Hurricane Sandy hit Long Beach, New York, and basically destroyed the town, I was just like, I'm over Long Island and New York and hurricanes and snow, F it. And I just basically picked up and moved to California. I didn't have a job and I was just like, I want to be a personal trainer. So that's kind of a little bit of background. Yeah.
Wow, that's amazing. Angelica, I'm dying to know, when you were a kid, did you ever have thoughts in your mind that were like, there must be something more, or that, because you're such like a driving person, like
I know.
anything that like, from childhood you had that was different to the rest?
No, actually, it's funny. I did not actually, when I was growing up, like my parents were kind of like, you need to just get straight A's. That's it. And then they let me dance. And I always wanted to play sports, but I was never engaged in anything competitive. So I think that's why when I got older, I got really competitive, like with myself. And I started like cycling and running and getting into doing like races. Because growing up, I never had that. Even throughout college, I still kind of just danced and got good grades. And I was like, okay, I'll do this. Like, it was kind of like checking off the boxes, right? Like, this is what we're supposed to do. We're supposed to go to college and get good grades. And I was driven in a way that like, I wanted to get good grades. I was like that perfectionist. Like I hated if I got like anything below an A, right? But no, I never had this like, oh, what is life? Like, oh, I want to be a doctor. No, I never had. Yeah.
That's awesome. That's really cool. So look, in health and fitness, for those who aren't actually watching the video, Angelica, and go check out social media on Angelica Ventrice. She is super fit and like abs, girl. You got it going on.
No, that's just for photo shoots. I have everyday abs now. I have realistic everyday abs and then photo shoot abs. And I'm very honest with people. Like, this is what it takes for a photo shoot. And this is me every day when I want to have a margarita and some chocolate and wine, right? It's all about balance. So yeah.
But there's got to be a mindset behind that, from going from 30 pounds overweight to now. So just walk us through that journey.
Yeah. So when I was overweight, I was playing victim. I was like, I'm stuck this way. It's my genetics. I also have polycystic ovarian syndrome. So if you're not familiar, it's basically like cysts on your ovaries, which causes inflammation in your whole body, and it causes weight gain. It causes fatigue. It causes depression. So it is very hard when you have PCOS to lose weight, which I help a lot of women do it, but it just takes a little longer. There's a lot of science behind it. Certain foods you can't have, certain workouts you shouldn't do. And I had no idea about this, right? So I'm back, I'm overweight. I'm just like hating the skin I'm in. And I was like playing the victim mindset, like I'm stuck this way. And then one day, I don't know, I picked up like a health and fitness magazine or muscle fitness, whatever those stupid magazines are. And I was like, I want to be like that. I'm sick of feeling this way. And my mindset just suddenly was like, if these other people can do it, you can do it. Right. So that's when I hired my coach. And then I just little by little, I started to feel stronger and stronger. And what I stopped doing was playing victim, because I realized like, as I got stronger, I'm like, wow, I can do this. And as I start to see like transformation come, like muscles I never had, I was never able to run in high school. Like I could barely finish a mile. And then all of a sudden I just started to train myself in running. Like 1 mile became 2, became 3. So what I really figured out, especially with the running, that showed me like, it's all in the mind. Like we put limits on ourselves, right? I was telling myself, because of stuff that happened when I was a child, right? We all do this. Yeah. I was telling myself that I could never run. I was telling myself I would never be thin and fit, have abs, right? I could never run a marathon or whatever it was. I was telling myself these stories. So this is what I talk a lot about with my clients in my program too. We all create these stories, right? Oh, it's genetics. I'm big boned. My mom is fat, so I'm fat. Oh, whatever it is, right? All CEOs are just fat. They just focus on their business. Whatever stories we want to tell ourselves. But I was telling myself a lot of stories. So I'm still working through it. You're never going to just like get rid of all your stories. Even after you completely transform yourself, then there's another story, right? So that's why we all have coaches, right? That's why I have a life coach. So yeah, the biggest mindset shift was stop telling myself the stories, stop playing victim, and realize that if these other people could do it, I could do it. And that's what made me also realize like, wow, I could do it. Once I saw myself transform, I can help other people do it. And that's how I ended up moving to California, becoming personal trainer, which then translated into now my health coaching business, which we can talk about later. Yeah.
That's fantastic. Limiting beliefs.
Limiting beliefs. Yeah.
Like people don't realize that it's our mind that's controlling what we are able to achieve. It's so amazing. So your program, walk us through your program,
Okay. Yeah. So before I walk it through, I'll just explain kind of how I went from personal training to the program. Okay. So I was a personal trainer for now, it'll be like 10 years. And after a while, I went private. I was doing it and it became very unfulfilling, just like the medical sales. I was like, I'm just yelling at people to do 10 more push-ups, more squats, and I was like, there must be more. Like there's something else out there for me. Like I just felt this, like, I'm sure you guys can relate, right? You two having your own business now, something was driving you, right? I was like, something in me was like, I know I meant to do more and help more people. And I don't just want to reach the woman in California. I want to reach women all over the US, all over the world, which I've been able to do. I hope to get more, but I have like Prague, London, Canada, and then random states. You're in Utah, but you know what I mean? So it's like something was calling me and I stumbled upon this health coaching academy and I was like, am I a coach? I was like, no, I'm just a personal trainer. Once again, self-limiting belief. I'm just a trainer though. I'm just a trainer. Even though I had been training people for years and I had 2 certifications in nutrition that were just being wasted. Like I spent thousands on them. Like I wasn't really using them. And I was like, maybe I'm a health coach. Got into this academy, created this program. So basically it's a 90-day transformation program, but I do now offer the option for 6 months or a year as well. The initial is 90 days, but most people need more help than 90 days because, you're trying to break habits that people have formed for years, right? Like it didn't take you 90 days to get overweight and to have this mindset. So it's likely going to take more than 90 days to break it, right? So I created this program, which is all encompassing. So it's everything is tailored. Which is why I'm very specific with who I work with, because a person has to be super committed because I'm super committed to helping them. So it's completely tailored fitness program through an app I use, a meal plan, various meal plans with recipes. And of course that's tailored as well. Everyone has different likes and dislikes. I do macronutrients. So I do believe in counting macros, but then my idea is to transition someone to intuitive eating to teach them like, okay, now that you kind of know how many calories you need, let's transition. Because I don't believe that you need to count macronutrients forever. I don't think it's sustainable. And a big thing about my program is sustainable nutrition. So how could I have a glass of wine, but still achieve my goals, right? Like I'm not going to tell you to eat steamed chicken and broccoli every day. That's no. Okay. And then the last aspect, the 2 last aspects is the mindset, which we do on coaching calls, and the community aspect, because in order to thrive as a person, you do need to be around other like-minded individuals, whether it's in person or virtual. And actually my online community is great. It's poppin'. The girls are awesome. So it's all of those aspects.
That's fantastic that you said that, Angelica. I've heard professionals around the world speaking about, if you are overweight and you're trying to do it yourself, then it might work for
Short time.
weeks, and then you'll go back to the couch. But having that community, you've got people who are connecting with you, and you're each egging everyone on. So basically, everyone's connecting, and the vibrations go up. I guess is
a higher vibration. Yeah. Yeah, I completely agree with you. And that's why too, when we spoke, I'm like, I really like to handpick who I bring into that group, because if someone's energy is off, the whole group can feel it. And it's happened where unfortunately sometimes you bring in the wrong people. It happens just like you go on the date with a second date with the guy they should never went on a second date with, whatever it is. And you're like, oh shoot, this person's not the right fit. It happens, right? But I've done a pretty good job like in the community, and I love it. We share wins, we share struggles, we have contests. It's just it's positive.
Fantastic. What I'm hearing is if you want to lose weight, you really have to make that choice and that decision to do it. It doesn't happen overnight, but if you decide to choose healthier options every day, then over the course of a year, then you can really reach that goal, whatever it is.
It doesn't happen overnight. And some people look at me and be like, well, I want to look like you. And I'm like, this took years. And now I have a certain level of muscle mass, right? It takes years to build muscle. Like if I look back on my old photos when I first started, it just didn't happen that quick, I'm sure things can happen quickly when you do them in a harmful fashion, when you do crash diets, when you work out 2 times a day, which some of these random programs that people are buying offline, they're prescribing different things, like crazy things, like do a morning workout, do an evening workout, eat 1,200 calories. I'm like, this isn't healthy. It's not sustainable. It's actually not teaching people anything. So my big thing is really teaching the women who come into my program, like, this is proper healthy nutrition. Yes, you can be flexible and still achieve your goals. And let's take baby steps. So if you've never worked out, I'm not going to give you 6 days a week, right? If you've never eaten something healthy, we're going to have to transition you from fast food, which hopefully you're not eating, but if you are, and transition you from fast food to more vegetables and leaner, it's all a transition process.
Yeah, that's fantastic. So I love that you're a coach and you also have a business coach with you. So a coach has a coach. I just love that philosophy because, I think a lot of people let the ego get in the way. Well, I don't need a coach, blah, blah, blah. So obviously mindset is huge for you. And I would love to hear if you have a favorite book or audio book that you love.
Yeah. So I'll tell you the book that actually changed my life, that made me want to leave Equinox, the gym that I was working at, and go off on my own, because I got very comfortable there. I was a personal trainer there. That's where I started out the career in California. And I was one of the top trainers. I had a busy clientele. Even when people went on vacation, I was still doing fine. And some of them are still with me in my online program now. So now it's 6 years, but you get comfortable and then you start wondering, is there more to life? So this book, You Are a Badass by Jen Sincero, literally changed my life. So it's how to stop doubting your greatness and start living an awesome life. So when I started reading it, I was like, damn, I'm just living average. There's more to me, right? And then she just gives all these amazing examples. I've read this book 5 times. I mean, just one of my favorite quotes is, turn to this page. Our entire experience on this planet is determined by how we choose to perceive our reality, right? So it's are you going to play victim, or are you going to see through the rosy lenses? Whatever you want to see, you can create that, right? And another great book is Millionaire Success Habits.
Nice.
Dean Grazioso, he's a great entrepreneur as well, and he works a lot with Tony Robbins. So I'll listen to some of their podcasts as well. This is really good for mindset, because obviously I'm not a millionaire yet, but just getting in that mindset, what do really successful people do? What are some of their habits? What are some of their routines? Kind of goes through that. And I really found it very interesting. So those were 2 really important books that I read that were integral in me changing what I wanted to do.
Awesome. Angelica, I could listen to you forever. You are an absolute powerhouse.
Oh, thank you.
Before we go though, I would really, really love to know, what are your goals in the next 5 years? Where would you like to be in 5 years' time?
That's a great question. 5 years is a big one. So in 5 years, we're moving to Hawaii next year. So my goal is to either be living there or somewhere else that won't be in the States. Could be Italy. I loved Positano. We'll see. And just be traveling around the world to still have my health coaching business. But I want to be doing some more retreats. So I want to be able to bring women that have either been in my program and maybe left, or people that follow me on social media, and really bring people in person to do health retreats where we do my workouts, we do some mindset, do nutrition talks, we go hiking. So that is where I see myself in 5 years, having more products too to offer people like that. If they maybe don't want to do my coaching, but they like me, and maybe they just want to buy a product like a workout guide or something like that. So I see that in the future as well. We don't want kids, so that won't be in the future, but lots of travel. Puppy is sleeping right now. Wish I could bring him on, but just like, yeah, living the dream with our puppy in either a tropical place or maybe somewhere in Europe.
Oh, amazing. I love dogs too. Angelica Ventrice, you are amazing. Now, how do we get hold of you?
I post a lot of content on Facebook. So just Angelica Ventrice, you can send me a Facebook message, or you can email me at angelicavfitness at gmail.com.
Thank you so much for coming on, Angelica. You are a powerhouse. She is helping so many people around the world get back into that fit and health and wellness mindset. So thank you so much, and I'll see you on the next show.
Thanks so much for having me. Bye.
Wow, what an amazing show today. Thank you so much for tuning in, and don't forget to subscribe and share with all your friends. I'll see you on the next show where LV Connects interviews people on how they connect, inspire, and unite. I'll see you soon.